It's immensely important. I always try to look at athletes in a manner I see blood, flesh, and bones moving around. And I try to tell the students the same. To look at the body in a way, it's like.
Hello, I'm Aditi Khadilkar, and today I'm here with Prajakta ma'am. Ma'am, can you please introduce yourself?
I'm Prajakta. I'm a physiotherapist. I've done my master's in biomechanics, and I work here as a sports science faculty.
Firstly, you handle a wide range of science-based subjects. How do you approach teaching such diverse topics?
That's a thrill, actually. When you deal with science-based subjects, when you deal with sports science, I feel like none of the subject is exclusive. It's like all of the subjects are interconnected. So connecting one subject to the other helps you go through it in a very leisurely manner, in a very happy manner. So I try connecting all the subjects, whether it is research methodology or exercise physiology or injury management. It's like we are reading a paper, trying to understand how the research is done, and then also reading the paper to have a perspective about that particular protocol which was given. So it's like it is an interlinking thread. So if you are able to weave it properly, I feel like it's a masterpiece. And I feel I'm trying. It's a beautiful learning experience for me too. But I feel like students are enjoying that way more.
How important is understanding the human body for sports professionals today?
It's immensely important. I always try to look at athletes in a manner I see blood, flesh, and bones moving around. And I try to tell the students the same. To look at the body in a way, it's like an X-ray. So once you understand the body, you understand the mechanics of the body, you understand the biomechanics, the kinetics, the kinematics. It is very beautiful. You understand how that injury happened, what is to be changed in order to stop the occurrence of the injury, and how you design the protocols. And then you see the changes, you see the athlete excelling, or you start finding those answers. And I believe that way it's very important for the students to know the human body.
Okay. What practical methods do you use to help students apply theory to real athletes?
Generally, I'm learning. It's a learning experience for me. But here we are big on practical exposure. So I feel like having internships, I always try to say and try to advise my students to go and apply every concept in the practical arena. I try to tell them to go and fetch protocols. I try to tell them to understand more deeper about the tests or maybe the assessments that you're doing. Try and find the alternatives to the test, and try and find the gaps that you find anywhere. So may that be a research gap, or may that be some kind of resource gap, and then address that gap and try to find the alternatives there, and then fill in those gaps. So I feel like that way it's a practical exposure. And of course the internships that we get here are excellent, and that's how the students are benefited, I feel.
How do subjects like rehabilitation and special populations expand career opportunities?
Immensely. Those are subjects where once you get into it, I feel like it's a sky full of opportunities. It just doesn't touch one aspect of your life, but then you know how to deal with. You kind of give to the society, you reciprocate, and it's a kind of different fulfillment. And it's a topic which is less touched these days. So I feel like knowing about that will open a whole different set of opportunities, and there's a lot of scope for research, a lot of scope for experimentation, a lot of scope for being there in the field and doing wonders.
What mindset should sports science students develop early?
Yes, I feel like never say die attitude is a must. No matter what the circumstances are, being there, trying your level best, trying it maybe 100 times, being there to learn, unlearn and relearn things is very much important, and I feel that is something that the students should learn. Also, being curious and having resilience is something that they should inculcate into themselves very early, and that will help. One more point, I feel like networking. And networking in a manner which helps you blossom, it helps you grow in every dimension. So it's like sooner the better you start. So those are the qualities I feel the students should learn.
And lastly, what makes ISST sports science education different from others?
I feel like ISST here, as I said earlier, we are big on having practical exposure. Here, the internships that the students get, the workshops that the students have, the guest lectures, ISST is an amazing platform for students to go and network with people. They interact, they learn, they get to have hands-on experience about what is happening in the world. So here we try to give the students the real life exposure of what they are going to do outside at a very baby stage. And I feel like having those baby steps right now is going to lead to a very big place. I feel like that's the way ISST is very much different from other institutions.
Thank you, ma'am, so much.
Thank you.